All right, awesome guys. Welcome to the Fire Up Connect meeting. What is it, October 8th? Yeah. Pump, pump, pump. Really excited to get started today, man. Fall is here. Big things are happening. Movement is happening before the holiday season. I know a lot of people are kind of giving up right now, or not yet, but they will be like right when the end of November hits, people just kind of hit the slow down button. So we're not slowing down right now. Um, we're picking it up. We're waiting for some more people to show up. But while we do that, I always start off the meeting with our awesome video. So let me go in and do that really quick. Especially, I know Jeremy, you said you're new. So there we go. This will kind of start it off. So let me start this off. This video just kind of explains, exactly what we do here at Fire Up Connect, what the purpose is, kind of get you a grasp of what we're going to do over the next hour or so. So here we go.
Introduce you to the 6 objectives of Fire Up Connect. Our first objective is called Fundamentals. This is where we learn and build the fundamentals of your services and products. The second objective is the Introduction. By asking the right questions and being open-minded, we establish an effective introduction for our members. Fire Up Connect doesn't believe in solicitation. Instead, we focus on where we can all learn from each other and promote our members and their businesses. The third objective is the relationship. Fire Up connects members to build strong business relationships, connections, and alliances for life. The fourth objective is expertise. Fire Up Connect is here to provide education and valuable information from a variety of subject matter experts and community leaders. Our fifth objective is called Understanding. Our members gain an understanding of business processes and operations to give and receive powerful testimonials and lifetime member-to-member referrals. And lastly, we offer a variety of projects. Fire Up Connect members can work together and collaborate on business and community projects to increase branding exposure and community presence. Some of our community projects include Halloween for Heroes, Turkey for Troops, Aging Gracefully, Fire Up Angels movie, and Fire Up Angels fashion shows. At Fire Up Connect, our meetings are broken into 5 parts. The first part is Q&A, where we diffuse solicitation and acquire knowledge on the fundamentals of our members' products and services. The second part includes educational subject matter experts. By engaging with experts, we increase the level of business expertise and enhance knowledge on business operation and marketing opportunities. Part 3 of Fire Up Connect meetings is the Business Share Time, where our members share the joy of their successes and accomplishments. Members also have the opportunity to find someone who can help you achieve your business goals or recommend solutions to any challenges you are facing. The fourth part of our meetings is project collaboration. By working together, Fire Up Connect members can collaborate on projects and establish branding opportunities and a community presence. The fifth and final part is our announcements. This is where we learn, share, and stay informed on available business opportunities. Fire Up Connect members have access to monthly business sessions, price discounts on affiliated companies, and all Fire Up Connect programs, book publications, published articles for your business, access to Fire Up Connect scheduled webinar events, a photo shoot session, and a video production. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminars and gain valuable connections in the Fire Up community and boost your business. We believe in your business. We believe in what you do. At Fire Up Connect, we believe in you. Join us for our annual Fire Up Live seminars to gain, discover, and get fired up.
I'm freaking fired up now. That video always fires me up. So that just kind of breaks down like what we're doing. So as you guys saw, we like to start off the beginning, not like the normal meetings like this, the little tips, all those kind of things. We like to ask a question, and it can be anything. It can be business related. It could be personal. It could just be anything like that. Just to ask a question, learn a little bit more about each other, because really the whole point of coming to stuff like this is to like get to know somebody on a deeper level where, possibly you can collaborate in any way, and so I'm going to start it off. So I always like to start. I'm gonna start off with Marie, because I like her background. I mean, that thing is amazing. But Marie, what what are 2 or 3 big projects that you're working on right now that you'd like to accomplish before the end of the year? I guess maybe like goals or projects.
Um, well, there's already one project that we are going to get it done in November, which is the real estate development project. That's the one that's we're closing the escrow in November. That's giving me a 5-figure deal. So I'm really happy about that. And then the Halloween for Heroes this month, I got a sponsor. It's a university that's providing, education programs to a lot of engineers, architects, and they're sponsoring our Halloween for Heroes. And we just nailed that yesterday. So we're giving out about 100 tickets of pumpkins to active military families. So if you know any active military families in town, they can get their pumpkin here in Carlsbad. So that's going to be, we just finalized that yesterday. And then the magazine for the radio show, I'm also working on that. That's another one that I'm working on. And we just also fulfilled our Real Men of Real Estate radio talk show. Those are the projects I'm working on right now.
Hey, nice.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. Well, go ahead. Now, you get to ask your question to
Oh
somebody.
yes. Okay. Well, Jeremy it's his first time here, and actually I met him through LinkedIn. And so Jeremy, what is your goal for this year in regards to your business?
I get the Marie, I get the most pleasure out of coaching. I'm a business coach and a sales coach, and I work in the e-commerce field, and I'm a servant leader. So I get the most pleasure in helping my team grow and reach new milestones. And I have a couple people that have some pretty big goals by year end. And so I'm in the trenches with them, helping them get it done and grow their business. And that lights me up. That lights me up to teach people new skills, to see them reach higher than they've ever gone before. We're just in an exciting time right now with online shopping just booming like crazy. And we specialize in the health and wellness section of online shopping. And that is huge right now. People want to boost their immunity and get better value, be protected from, supply chain issues, all of these things. And that's our sweet spot. And so we help consumers in that way. And I just have a few folks that have raised their hand and say, hey, look, my job's not as secure as it used to be. I'd like to create something else. Can you show me the way? And that's always music to my ears. And so we're having some fun just helping them reach their goals. And, their goals end up becoming my goals. That's what excites me for the rest of the year.
That is awesome. Well, thank you, Jeremy. Now it's your turn to ask a question to someone else.
Sure. I guess let me start with Jessica. Just again, I'm new here, so I want to add value where I can, find synergies, gain value. So just getting to know everybody. So Jessica, just a basic question. Where are you from, and family situation? Just tell me a little bit about you personally, I guess.
I'm from upstate New York area, which is where I am right now, but I was in San Diego for a while, off and on. So I feel like my purpose is multi-city, multi-zip code. So it's so beautiful. Like I'm so distracted because I'm by a big bay window and all the leaves are turning. It's so gorgeous. So nice. And I'm in the business development space with joint venture partnerships and that kind of thing. So we can talk more about that offline with some synergy. But I serve in that space.
Awesome, thank you. I'm an East Coaster too, by the way. I'm in New Jersey, so we have.
Oh, nice. I should have picked that up with your accent, but I.
It's Southern New Jersey. It's not as easy to tell.
It's Southern. I love that. Well, wonderful to meet you, have you here. And let's see. I guess, well, Timothy, I guess Ken didn't make it yet, but Tim, my question for you would be, well, I actually kind of like this theme. I like this theme about the end of year goals and what's one or two that you're working on.
Great. Hey guys, how you doing? Jessica, nice. Thanks for the question. Like I said, Tim Othie. That's pretty funny. So end of year goals. I mean, my year never ends, and I have a lot of goals. I mean, it rolls into the next, being a founder, being CEO. But I think one of the biggest goals I have this year, that I had was, this may sound crazy, but is a banking issue that I've had with Bank of America. I've been with them for a long time, and getting both of my businesses. I have a staffing firm and also a do-it-yourself software as a service property management platform for landlords and tenants to help the rest of the guys know that what I do. But getting those accounts switched over, credit cards, services, pay as you go type things is always a challenge to get it someplace that's really comfortable. And I'm going to give a plug to Silicon Valley Bank, because I'm also switching my accounting software from QuickBooks to Xero. So, because QuickBooks Enterprise Desktop works really well, but if you go to QuickBooks Online, which everybody needs an online solution now, is really important. And QuickBooks Online just doesn't offer the same, tools that QuickBooks Desktop does, which I've used for so many years. And Xero is really cool, man. It's all on the cloud. They're up and coming. They connect with a lot of banks. They have a lot of good banking relationships, credit card relationships. So our bookkeeper can handle everything in one place, and then easily I can add my accountant when I'm having end of year. My bookkeeper has everything reconciled for me year round. So either she can drop things in, or I can do it myself. So that was a huge goal for me for end of the year. I'm probably 75% of the way there getting that done. It's been over. So yeah. So that was, and I know this doesn't sound a major goal, but finances are super important in businesses. If you don't know where you are all the time, even if you're not in there every day, you should always have a mental tally of where you are, money wise.
Love it.
That's a huge goal, actually. I mean, integration and getting things transferred, that it's good that you're dealing with that now, and not when you have like multiple accounts to worry about. So it's a good thing.
Well, I have 20 years in my staffing business of, keeping track in QuickBooks of what I'm doing and how much money is there, and where we stand. But Resident is so new that it's a great time to catch it and start building those relationships, and really, because you need to know, what your historical is. You need to know what your projections are. So, and it helps with funding as well.
Wow. Well, thank you. I love that. And
Good
then
question.
I guess you can ask someone else again who already went.
I guess it's my turn.
Mhm.
And I don't know much about Jason. And Jason, I'm sort of, maybe I missed it at the start. I didn't understand the relationship that you have with Fire Up Connect and Marie. And, what role do you play there?
Yeah. By the way, before I get there, man, dude, I have a business. We use QuickBooks. You got to do the desktop, man, because the online doesn't help. And then I have another business with Xero, and Xero's cool too. A lot of integrations there. So nice that you're, making the move. But yeah. So Marie was always like inviting me out to the main one on Tuesday, and she's like, you gotta come. And I'm like, oh, that's just a terrible time for me. And we just collaborate good. Marie and I get along. We do a lot of similar things. And so she's like, why don't you come out? Why don't we start hosting another event? Like, she wants to provide more value to the members. And I was like, you know what, let's do it. And I've done stuff like this before. And so Jessica and I decided to kind of like do an alternate thing on Fridays. So every other Friday, she might take one, I might take one. We're going to coordinate, collaborate. And we just wanted to provide more value and just come in here and really make some good, deep connections with people and see how we can all provide more value to one another. So that's how I got involved. So, but thank you for the question, man. Cool. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about everybody today. It's crazy. Like you think you know somebody, and then you just learn something else every single week. So this is cool. I like that section. We're gonna go on to the next section. Now, I like this section a lot. This is the cool section. This is where we usually have a presenter or like an expert come in. Now, every week is different. I did have somebody lined up for today, but he just hit me up and said he can't make it. So what I like to do sometimes, if we don't have an expert or a presenter, is I like to just have like kind of an open conversation about a specific topic where we can all maybe provide a little value, learn a little something, and kind of take it from there. And I was literally just sitting here thinking when the dude just said, hey man, I can't make it. And I was like, you know what? Something that's really big with what we do is follow up. And I know if you're in business in any way, obviously all of us are here for some reason. We do business, right? So if you're in business, I mean, follow up is so big. They always say the money is in the follow up. So I just wanted to have like a conversation and bring everybody in and say, you know, what is everybody doing for follow up? What is working for you on follow up? And like, what might not be working for you, so we can all maybe help each other, you know, get ahead and move ahead. So, I mean, I'm just going to start the conversation off, and let me ask Jessica, what are you doing for your follow up? Like, what is really working for you in your business with follow up, and what do you think is not working, and where can you improve?
I love this question because I call myself the follow-up queen.
Oh, shoot.
Honestly, I think people don't follow up enough. I think they give up too early when someone doesn't respond or gets too busy, or they don't take the time to understand where they're the most responsive with communication. So as a really quick tip, that's just like, I try to find that out as soon as possible, and then just layer different follow-ups. And sometimes that means email, sometimes that means LinkedIn or texting or Facebook, unless the world shuts down. And so it's good to have other ways to communicate when Facebook shuts down. But an area, what was the second part of the question? What hasn't worked for me?
Yeah, like, where do you think you can improve, or like, what do you like?
Oh,
Another one is like, what do you want to implement in your follow up, or like, you know, something like that. So what's not working, and what could you implement that you
right,
feel would help you?
right. So if I implement what I'm preaching, the second part of it is documentation. I'm not always consistent in my own documentation, but that is, I think they go hand in hand. Persistence, consistency, and just documenting so you know where you leave off is like half the battle. And from there, it's really just following through on things you said you would do on those calls and stuff. So documentation and consistency.
I like it. I like it. Well, go ahead. I think, why don't we just continue the conversation how we're doing it? What follow-up questions do you have for everybody? Like, ask somebody else a follow-up question where they can jump in.
Ask someone else about, well, I was gonna say, I heard a tidbit about, people forget too. We have really short-term memories and a lot of influx of things. So sometimes you just have to do a refresh of like, you know, I know we met, but honestly, I don't remember. So let's just do a refresh. And it's good to recommit to what the commitment is, or the goal, or what the interest is. And with my I also don't just like put meetings on my schedule just to have meetings. Like, I'm really intentional. It's also knowing who you want to work with in the first place. And then if it's a partnership, if it's a client, you know, you want to make sure that it's in alignment with what you're doing. It makes the process a lot easier. And then it doesn't feel as aimless. But I would say, I think that's in business development. I think people struggle just not knowing how to go about it and take advantage of opportunities. So if you anchor some things in with a system, having a follow-up system, I have notes I take all the time of like follow-up notes from here and who I'm going to reach out to. And that's where it grows. Because if you take care of those people, it's not about, it's quality over quantity. And you want to be able to take care of things and follow through on commitments and not faceplant. But I do want to give other people an opportunity to chat if they'd like to as well. Follow up hacks, follow up wins, follow up challenges. Jeremy, do you have something you want to throw in?
Yeah. It was cool that he asked the question, because it's I don't have a title, no follow-up king or anything, but follow-up is definitely a key piece of what we do as well. And I was just telling my wife the other day, as Marie was checking in with me if I could make the meeting, and we've been talking. I said to my wife, like, Marie's rare, like she follows up like crazy, and I love it. And I can't tell you how many customers I've gotten over the years that tell me it's because of that pleasant but persistent follow-up, and that I stand out because of that. Just the craft of doing it, not being too pushy or too often. And I noticed that in Marie. And I noticed this specifically, and touches on what something you shared, Jessica, is it's so rare. People don't do enough follow-up. They really don't. And if you're going to grow a business, you got to marry the process of follow-up. So I work in a world of like black and whites. I kind of work in a world of like, when it comes to business, like certain things work. We have to accept those givens. And then if it's something that's uncomfortable for us, we have to learn a skill so that we'll do a better job of it and we'll like it better. Right. And I think that people, in my experience, what I've seen is people will gravitate and do things that they enjoy more. Right. And so I think when people, many of the people that I work with and come into my business, they've never been in a position to follow up, or even if they have, they've never done it in a way that felt good, or they weren't pushy, or so they always dreaded the phone call or the method that they were going to use. And so one of the tips that I could share has made it a lot more fun for us, really changed my follow-up game. I mean, I went years and years and years without knowing this tip, and I just did the follow-up because I married it. I knew I had to do it. It was a key for my business. But it was one of those things where it's like, I have to do this, but it's not the part of the business that I love, right? And when I learned this tip, now follow-up is a breeze. And the tip that I was taught, that I share with my team now, is to just always bring new information. Find a way to turn that follow-up into like a fresh approach. So if you're in a business that has products, maybe there's a new product to talk about, or a new service, or a new way to add value. Sometimes it's a good news story happened over here in left field. And so you bring that good news story forward to the person that you're following up with. And so what I teach my team, what I do that's really effective is, something cool just happened this week, I share it real quick. That's how I start out my follow-up. Instead of just, hey, are you ready to move forward on that proposal yet? That's really what we're thinking. But it, unfortunately, the person feels like they're a number if that's all we're going for, right? And so it's kind of like, yeah, you know what, so-and-so, we just helped them with this last week. Boy, things are going great. What an amazing week. Hope you're doing really well too. Hey, when can we get back on the phone, right? And so just bringing some kind of new information as an icebreaker has really changed the game, and made my team enjoy follow-up much, much more.
It's like a conversation. I love the touch points you're talking about. And that's actually part of what the first part of our questions are for, is to kind of learn something new to build a connection around. So that's wonderful. Thanks, Jeremy.
You got it.
Again,
Dude, Tim, we got to hear from you, man. I mean, dude, you're a beast, bro. You got 20 years in the, I can't even think of the, whatever. What is it? Staffing business. That's it. 20 years in that. I mean, dude, you've got some tenure. I'd love to hear about your follow-up, because that's huge, man, because you're working multiple sides right there. When staffing, you're working with businesses, and then you're working with consumers as well. You're pretty much the bridge between them. And so your follow-up game has got to be amazing. I'd love to hear some from you, man.
Definitely. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. And Jeremy, I like what you've been doing. You hit some really good touch points there. And, along those lines, but I also want to bring up too, I'll talk a little bit about that, my follow-up, and then also the tools that are used for follow-up that, and I'd love to learn more about other people's tools. So recruiting business, you don't have a choice. I mean, if you don't follow up, you're dead in the water. I actually am in the contingency staffing business. So I'm an agency, which means I'm outside the corporation. So I work with corporate, say for example, Intuit. Okay. I have 7 or 8 managers, hiring managers that I work with in there. I've got Amazon, we've got 7 or 8 managers there. We've got all these different clients with local managers. And if you, again, then you all of a sudden you have 10 candidates for each position that you have open. So it is definitely, a game that you have to follow up with everybody, because your candidates could disappear in a heartbeat. They could be a great candidate, you could submit them. Your property your hiring managers, they can disappear because they're so busy doing internal stuff. And it's like, and having that soft follow-up is key. It's like, you can't be in somebody's face, dropping paper on their desk and be expecting them to answer you in a heartbeat. You have to respect what they're doing. And sometimes you don't hear from people due to the fact that there's, and this is sometimes, I advise this to all my recruiters whenever they're working with this, like, hey, they didn't respond to you. There could be a family issue, give it a day or two. Do a soft follow-up. So it's always important to be sensitive to what personal feelings are like in the follow-up as well when you're not getting responded to. But so that sort of has it. That's on the staffing side. It's a game. I mean, it's like you have to be on top of it all the time, setting reminders, setting up your calendars. Having people commit to the appointments. The candidates are a little bit different, but you definitely have to be there on top of it. I tip personally, and so the second part of the recruiting question is, how do I follow up? What tool? I've tried multiple different tools, but I have found that Outlook is probably my best tool that I can follow up on. I create the appointments. I have folders for every hiring manager, for every company, for every hiring manager, for every job spec underneath that hiring manager, for every candidate that I submit for those. And there's follow-up, there's reminders in all of those. So, and it's constantly happening, ding, ding, reminder, you have this meeting. So, and like Jessica, I definitely don't fill my calendar just to fill my calendar. It's like, I want to put something purposeful on the calendar as well. And we had a conversation about this at last meeting, or maybe 2 meetings ago. It's like, carving out the time for a Tuesday and for a Friday, like as well. It's hard to make all of them, right? But I've been trying to put it on my calendar, say, okay, get here, take that hour out. Even if it's 45 minutes, just show up, talk. And then for the other part of my business, for my recent startup, we're fully baked. We're out of beta. We have customers. There is an automated process there from sign up all the way to subscription submittal. So it takes a lot off my plate, but I still get these anytime somebody signs up, say a property manager and landlords who sign up into our platform, I get a notification email right in my inbox with other contact info. And I always do a soft touch, like, hey, how's it going? And I always try to make that first message personal. And you get tire kickers all the time. We have people coming in from bigger pockets that are fix and flippers. It's their first time ever, buying a house. They might have a single family rental. And I always try to get them on, hey, let's talk for 15, 20 minutes. We go the traditional route. We can go Zoom now that COVID's here. And we started pre-COVID. So, I always love that personal toucher. And I'd love to make the email. And I always say, hey, the email be 2 lines, 2 sentences, just so it's original and it's not a drip campaign. And then if we don't hear from them, then we can possibly put them in. Again, another tool that we use is ActiveCampaign. There's Close.io. There's all these CRMs out there. There's HubSpot. There's a ton of tools out there that we can use. We're currently looking at another one called ClaritySoft. I haven't found the right solution yet. And that's why the tools part of it, I'd love to hear from anybody else that has that touch. Maybe Jeremy can chime in really quickly on that one, what he uses for any kind of tool. Maybe Jason, you can fill me in on any tools that you use as well that might be helpful in follow-ups.
Go ahead. Good, Jeremy. Yeah, go ahead.
So, and I'm experimenting with this a little bit. I just hit a big birthday, 50, and you start to lose a little bit of that touch of like, used to keep it all up here, right? Been just celebrating my 31st year in sales and business development, so kind of routine, right? But I'm noticing, some things are slipping through the cracks. The last few months, I have been testing some different tools. One that I'm kind of working with right now is called Pipedrive. I don't know if you've seen that one. You can kind of build out a sales funnel. So I've done that, and so I'm at different touch points in there, and it has a really unique, I wouldn't say unique, a feature that I like. I'm sure other programs have it, that you can set an aging factor where the leads will start to rot if you have touch them in the right. You can set the amount of time, like how long should they be in this stage? How long should they be in this stage? And so it can then, as you come into your business in the morning, and there's a mobile app to it too, you can kind of see who you should be calling. Oh yeah, I talked to John last week. These are the notes, what we talked about. You need to follow up, and this is what you need to do. And so I really haven't had to use that level of reminders before, but I'm seeing some things, some follow-up slip through the cracks. I don't want that to happen. And so one thing I'll say about that, and I think Jessica touched on it earlier, at least it's what I heard, when it comes to documentation being like the trouble spot, that's a trouble spot for me too. Like, I love working with people. I want to be out there, I want to do the meeting. Man, you get done the meeting, oh, now I got to put in the notes, then I got to do this, and I got, then I got to set up the next thing. And so for me too, my struggle or challenge that I'm working and overcoming is that organization side of it, the entering the notes, that sort of thing. That app is pretty good, because if you're on a phone call and it recognizes that contact that it's in your Pipedrive, it will come up right away on your phone and say, hey, I noticed you just talked to John. Do you want to put in a new voice note, or a new written note, and you can do it right on the spot. And so I think there's a lot of good automation with it. But I'll be honest, I'm considering either a VA or some other assistance where, hey, can you help me get some of this data in there? Because I want to be where I'm strongest, which is out in front of people, right? And so I'm open to hearing a little bit more about that. For those of you that do use follow-up systems, where are you finding the time to put in all the notes after everything? And what have you found that works there? Do you have some assistance? Because I think VAs are pretty inexpensive. I'm looking at maybe doing something like that to help me with some of the administrative.
Well, let me jump in. Great question, man. First, I want to welcome Ken and James, man. Good to see you guys. Looking dapper today, fellas. Second of all, we got to jump to the next section. If you guys got more follow-up stuff, I would suggest connecting at the end, man. I got some follow-up tips, but I don't even have time to give them. You guys were just blowing it away. So that's awesome, man. I love follow-up. I love like all this stuff, having conversations like this, because like we all have so much knowledge and everybody does something a little different. So we can kind of, we can all kind of collaborate, and you might just pull one little tip away that you can apply to your business. So, I mean, maybe we can continue a conversation on follow-up maybe next week, or maybe we can even get a follow-up expert in. I'm real big on automations and stuff like that, automating as much as you can with follow-up. So, I mean, definitely the stuff you guys are doing, awesome. But so the next section, we like to talk about, we call it the business share time section, right? So we like to talk about, you're going to get 1 minute. All right. And you're going to get to share a success story, a challenge that you might be having, or a goal that you have. And I know we kind of all talked about that a little earlier, but you can do it again. I mean, we have a lot of goals, but any one of those three, a challenge, a success story, or a goal, and even a deadline for that goal, we would love to hear from everybody. So you got about a minute, and then you can kind of just like toss the mic over to somebody else. So I'm going to start with Ken, because he hasn't had a chance to say what's up today, man. So a challenge, a goal, or a success story, you got the mic. And it's currently, okay, there it is.
A challenge is getting into the Fire Up Connect meeting. Trying for like 15 minutes. I'm not a tech person, so anyway. So that was my number one challenge, but really my challenge now is making sure I have enough time to schedule my clients into a space, because I'm in a constant war with other people who want to, book time. So everybody knows I provide radio time. I actually have for lack of a better term, a social media platform where I use radio. And so a lot of people, want to schedule because that's how they make money. And first come, first serve. And, I could be talking one day, almost like the guy who's hiring people. I could be talking one day, say, get a 2:00 time period scheduled. And then next thing I know, it's sold out from under me. And then I got to call them back and tell them, hey, you procrastinated a little bit too long, and it's gone. It's kind of like in real estate as well, I guess, with the way homes are going as well. So that's my biggest challenge at this point. So I think that's 1 minute. Is that 1 minute?
Yeah, that's cool. Now you could, whoever you want to toss the mic to, man, go right ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going to toss it over here to Jeremy, I guess.
Like hot potato.
Yeah, hot potato. That's what we're doing, hot potato. I like it.
And nice to meet you, by the way, my first time here. So I have a first timer question. Can I do a quick screen share, or do we not do that in this format?
No, not in this format, Jeremy. This is where you have 1 minute to share any of those three things. Yes.
Yeah, no problem. I'll tell you about it. It was a visual I wanted to share. So we have a nationally produced magazine that goes out to all of our shoppers. There's about 2 million people shopping with our shop club. And the magazine's called Leadership in Action. And, just talk kinds of leadership concepts, how to grow your e-commerce business and what's going on in the industry and that sort of thing. And they do highlight news stories. And so we had the honor this last month of actually getting a profile in the magazine. And what I love about it is not about me, but the story was about how $6.5 billion has already been paid out to families for sharing our shop club with others. And so they'd called me last month to get the story together, and they wanted to know, who's been impacted, what families have we been able to help start to create another income stream and answer some needs. And I was really thrilled to see a couple of the stories that I submitted made at one of my teammates. She had shared that she was able to go into the furniture store with her husband and for the first time ever buy new furniture for their home and not put it on credit. And she was able to do that through, the program we were doing. Another woman had said that her whole reason of doing this was to help her grandkids. And when her daughter called to say, I need braces for my daughter, she said, have the dentist call me, let me know what it is. And when she found out what it was, she said, basically what I just got from this new business I started at home is enough to cover the braces in full. So I'm going to pay that for you.
Wow.
He was just tickled pink for that. And so it was just really cool to see some of my teammates highlighted in this magazine that goes out to about 2 million homes. So that's a big success story for us. It means that we're delivering on our mission. Makes me feel really good.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you for sharing, man. I'm going to steal the hot potato, man. I'm going to throw it down to James, man, because we didn't even get a chance to hear from him yet, man. So James, take it away, man.
Yeah, so to tell us success over like struggle, I think I'm gonna go with a little bit of both. A good struggle that I've had is I'm still struggling with the CRM and follow up with people. And even though like I paid somebody to do a drip sequence, and then like it wasn't working properly, so that was a challenge. Apparently it's fixed, and then like that with like I have an appointment setter, it's setting me a lot of appointments, but if they're not getting reminders, I'm getting like no shows because people are not getting like reminders or anything, so they didn't think like if it's happening or not. So the people that are showing up are the people that are like really, really, really wanted it. Like the people that are kind of like in between are not showing up because they're not getting reminders, not getting anything. So that's a big challenge for me that I'm having right now. And I'm not a sales person. I don't want to be like the greatest salesman. Like I want to be a CEO. So right now I'm like on that work of like, how do I transition properly without letting everything fall like that I have right now, and start like bringing more like the structure with having a sales guy to take on the calls that I'm giving, and then everything connected in the CRM, so I'm maximizing those leads that I'm getting, and that way like I can have something like a good scalable system. So I'm in that process of doing that. And then success stories, I got a client that should be getting, I was told today that I should be getting a draft for a full feature in Wall Street Journal for one of my clients. I'm getting like 2 co-founders in it with like their story and everything, a full feature in Wall Street Journal. So I'm looking forward to like this, seeing the draft. And then they told me from yesterday, it told me it was going to take 2 months or 2 months and 2 weeks at most to get this live. So I'm super excited about that. That's gonna be my biggest feature. And then there's some other ones that are going live too, like some like shared features instead of a full feature from another client. So yeah, that's part of the success, and also like the struggle too, because getting these people in here, it's been a challenge for sure. But I've got it. So yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Nice.
That's everything. I think I'm done. That's everything.
Mic drops, man. Nice, man. Well, congrats, dude. I think we'll toss it over to Tim. What's going on, man? Talk to us. Let us know a challenge you're having, a goal, or I forgot even the last one, a success story.
All the above, man. All the above. Yeah. Right.
Hold on, Tim, if you don't mind, I just want to make sure that we welcome Nancy, because I think this is the second time she's trying to log in. Nancy, are you there? We want to make sure that you are connected.
And Eddie too, man. Welcome,
now,
Eddie.
can you hear me?
Yes. Okay. Glad that you're there, because I know we lost you the first time and we're just moving on here. So Timothy, go ahead. I'm so sorry about that.
No worries about it at all. Congrats everybody on their success goals, challenges, supports. I'm going to sort of talk about my do-it-yourself property management tool, resident.com, and it's, you know, for small to mid-sized property owners, landlords, and multifamily rental, single-family rental. Success has been that I built this platform. It's live. It's been live for several years, but we're out of beta, so that's the success right there. I think I'm really happy about because it's my first tool. Some of the goals and challenges that I have right now, it's always technology and building more features out and keeping myself grounded in order to give the users, the property landlords, the multifamily landlords, property managers, the tools that they actually need and not more and above. So those are some of the challenges that I have. One current challenge that I have, something new that came onto my plate recently, I've known about, it's been on my roadmap, but we actually had a new sign up, and with the smaller property management company, they have, you know, single family rental, and they have like a sixplex, so 7 units altogether. But they've been investigating a lot of other softwares that are out there, and there's some really large players out there that pertain to like properties that have like, you know, 1,000+ units. They work with organizations that, you know, manage over 20,000 units. So these are untouchable to the smaller landlords, these types of softwares, because they're just not cost prohibitive. But so the challenge that I had there was great, to bring this price point down to something small. But a challenge I had this week was SMS texting, and having somebody had said, well, hey, does it go back into your platform? Can I text with somebody and then track everything in your platform? And I said, well, that would definitely be a premium feature, you know, because it costs money. Us, we use a tool called Twilio. I'm sure everybody's heard of Twilio, but they're a great texting platform. They have a lot of companies that they've acquired recently. So now I'm working with my dev team, and that's a challenge because our dev team is looking into that as well. Like, how do we get SMS into the platform under our maintenance requests and to follow conversations? Because we can do everything else through we're not a web app, but it's web responsive, meaning you could pay your rent on your phone, you could file maintenance requests. But this particular client was really big on texting, which I don't think it's the best thing if you're managing your tool, you know, your property, but it's good to have that communication. So we want to try to figure out how to get in there. Support needs. We're going for funding. We're looking for strategic investors, people who are familiar with this marketplace, whether they're realtors, whether they're real estate companies. They could be, you know, companies like CoStar who buy technology companies. And we're talking to individual investors as well that are looking for a great investment. So, and that's something that's ongoing. So those are the support needs.
Nice, man. Dude, you guys got a lot, man. You're blowing me away, but just want to remind everybody, you get about a minute, just so we can get everybody to speak. And I know people keep jumping in, but this is awesome, man. I love hearing these success stories and just all the cool stuff going on. But Tim, thanks for sharing, man. I'm going to toss the mic down to Eddie because we have yet to hear from you, man. So welcome, Eddie. How you doing?
Let me turn this. I'm doing good. I'm busy trying to keep my brain straight. So
Yeah,
I
right.
guess my main difference is I met with a guy, a pretty smart guy. He runs a $750 million international development company. He's about 99% wants to send me a bunch of money, but he wants to figure out exactly how much. And he's debating whether or not he wants to bring us in-house with his applications or if he do it separately. So he wanted me to get some more bids to how we can improve our technology. So right now I'm interviewing a bunch of people. I think the right answer is to add an AI chatbot. So we help the end user and mix everything together, and we did the right growth rate for the right individual. Some people care about predictive analytics. Some people care about job growth, and then that all depends on the use case. So an AI can probably do that. So right now I'm getting the AI sequence together. And then we have to do we want to raise 300,000 or we want to raise 10 million? And those are the questions I got to figure out. So
Those are
that's
good.
what I'm working on.
Good things
Anybody
too.
has any brain pills, send them my way.
We got you, man. We got you. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about that. So thank you for sharing. I'm gonna toss it down to Nancy. We got to hear from Nancy. What's going on, Nancy? A success story, a goal, or a challenge that you're having in your business, and you got about a minute.
Oh, I don't know. This is my first time on here, so I'm just learning to see what you guys all do. I don't really have what I do. I own 2 companies. I own Mid America Glove Company, which that's where I wholesale industrial gloves. And then I also build income producing assets through a private mentoring group. So all this stuff you're talking about, I have a very wealthy mentor who has literally taken me under his wing and teaching me each step to take, each move. I talk with him regularly, text him daily. And so I'm just learning from see what you guys are all about.
Heck
Well,
yeah.
we're glad we're here.
Yeah. That's why we're all here, Nancy. Welcome. Welcome. I know it's your first time, so that means you got to come back next week because, you know, it's kind of like having your first chip out of the bag. You can't just have one. You got to have some more. So, but thank you for sharing.
Think sometimes I can't be here at this time. I just learned about this. So next week I will be traveling. And if it's where I can, I'll be glad to, but otherwise.
Well, we appreciate your coming in, Nancy. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. Well, Mike, I see we got Mr. Michael Eric came here. Mike, what's up, dude? Tell me you get a minute to talk about a success story you had, a business challenge, or a goal that you have that you're working on.
Yeah, so great to meet everybody here. I see some familiar faces. Appreciate your leadership, Marie, for putting this call together. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here right now. So I appreciate that. You know, my name's Mike Eric, nobody special, real estate agent in New York and Florida. And what I realized every time I sold a home, I never got paid again. So I had a goal that I didn't want to die with a lockbox in my hands. So I wanted to drive around an RV, travel the country, and live and work wherever I wanted. So that's my dream. So it's something that I'm working towards every day, making it happen little by little. And it's all coming to fruition as I'm sitting in my backyard in a chair, as people are in my house like it's a fire sale, you know, because once the house is gone, the RV is going to be bought. So it all comes down to just work. That's it. Just making a decision and not letting anybody take it away. And trust me, it's, Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. You got to read that, because that right there will show you that people are going to come in and try to take you off your game plan and take you off your tracks. And you just got to stay focused, and your why has got to be so strong that it's just nobody will be able to take it away, period. Because, and you have to be passionate about things. You have to be knowledgeable about things. And just like Jason says, you come to this event, you listen to what you're saying, you're only paying attention to 7%. You come again, you get another 7%. You come again, you get another 7%. And the last thing is, you make money from connections. You don't make money from your bank or who you know. It's who you know, right? So you make from connections. Your connections is your bank. That's your. So I call it social currency. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's that. So I appreciate you allowing me to be here, and we'll take it from there. So I'm excited to get all you guys.
Sick, man. We all need a ride in the RV. Maybe Mike can come pick everybody up and we can all just go for go for a little cruise or something like that. So appreciate that, dude. I guess we got a couple left, and then we're going to go to the last section of the meeting. But Jess, what is going on? Talk to us. I think you know the deal.
I do know the deal. I'm super short and sweet, just with essence of time integrity here. I have been up-leveling my offers and pricing for services, which feels a lot more aligned, and a big win for me, because it's been a pain point for a little while to be spinning my wheels and then get stuck there. So now that that is being dialed down, I can be more confident and see what happens from here for Q4. So yay, that's one thing I'll throw out there. And I think that was everybody, did Ken go? Ken, did you go?
Mm-hmm. I think
No,
Ken
he was
started off.
first. So, yeah, he was first.
Yes, I went.
Marie, did you go?
No, she didn't.
No, but Jason needs to also share his goal.
I'll go last. I'll go
Go
let you
ahead,
go.
Jason.
Ladies first. Ladies first.
No, I will wrap it up afterwards.
Oh,
Go
okay,
ahead.
okay, cool. So man, you guys got me all blown away. I don't even know what to say right now. No, one thing we're working on, because we do like lead generation for real estate agents and appointment setting, follow up, and all that good stuff. And one thing we're doing, a lot of the stuff where we're fishing for the real estate agents right now, is we do a lot of it on Facebook and Instagram, but we're also about to add Google into the mix. We do a lot of SEO. in the past we did more SEO, but now we're actually kind of going back over to Google. I've always been a big fan of Google for traffic. I mean, there's a lot of intent there. People go to Google, they search for something, and it's like they're looking for an answer. So if you can show up and be that answer for them, it's just like the easiest sale to get. I'll say the easiest lead to work with. Like if you're working with somebody that didn't request that information, there's a lot more friction that you have to get over, and you have to kind of convince them. But if they're looking for the solution on Google, I think it's great. So we're actually going to start by the end of the year. We want to launch our Google, put the Google search back into the mix with what we're doing alongside Facebook and Instagram. So yeah, that's all I'll share. And yeah, we're excited, man. I'm great to be here with everybody too, by the way.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for hosting this meeting. It's incredible how you manage it, and it really shows how you work with people. I want to thank everyone. Jeremy, thank you for being here. I know this is your first time. Nancy, I would like to see your face one of these days. It would be great to meet you in person, at least even through Zoom. And James, I know this was like a last minute, kind of letting you know, but we all, just keep it in mind in your calendar. We're always here every Friday at 11 a.m. and also on Tuesday at 3 p.m. Okay. And Michael, thank you for joining us again. I know that we had a great conversation, and this group of people right now is actually great people for you to connect with. Have you met Timothy before? Have you had a conversation with Timothy yet?
No, but put your numbers in the chat and I'll reach out to you.
So make sure you connect with Timothy, because Timothy has a great software for property managers, and it will be perfect for you to understand what he's offering. And of course, we already connected you to Eddie, right, Michael? Yes, on the Zip Analyzer.
Yes, yeah, I was impressed with it. Yeah, that's impressive.
Okay, and of course,
powerful Facebook, Eddie. Powerful Facebook. Thank you for what you do on Facebook. I checked it out. Very powerful.
Okay, perfect. And Jeremy, can I ask you feedback of who do you think would be a great connection for you right now in this group? Please unmute. Are you able to unmute? We couldn't get you. Oh, there you go.
There we go. It was getting finicky. No problem. No, I think we made a couple good connections. Jessica wanted to reach out offline and connect. Jason mentioned, I got to hear at the end a little bit about what the businesses Jason touches, and some of what we do can assist the real estate community. So I think Jason and Michael, honestly, just want to get to know a lot of folks. I think
okay. Definitely connect with James Torres too, because he is in the public relations. So he'll be a good one for you to know
nice
how
to
he
meet
works.
you, James.
And of course, Ken Powell, who does the radio show. We have the Fabulous Lifestyle radio show and the Real Men of Real Estate talk show. And actually this Sunday, if you guys are available, it starts at 1 o'clock on kcaaradio.com. You can go there. It's live streaming. You'll see there's also a video. Sometimes we're in the video, sometimes we're just on the audio, but kcaaradio.com Sunday at 1 o'clock. And then we have My Fabulous Lifestyle also, which is going to be with Steve Matley. This is a great episode because we have 3 amazing people that we're going to be interviewing. One is Sherry Reynolds from the Solar Energy. The second one is Dan, who is the president of San Diego Creative Investors Association. This guy is very, very well connected, so you want to listen to him. And the third one is Jonathan Preston, who is a lawyer, very well-known lawyer in town, and he's going to be talking about how you vet investors. So if you guys are working with people, this is really good to learn how to vet, okay? And then let me see. And Jason is awesome to work with. He's got really good personality. He really has great connections that just to be connected with him is actually very valuable for your business. Jessica also has very good, unique strategy of connecting with people. I've known her for years, and she has amazing way of connecting with people. And Nancy, I mean, you're hearing all of these things that we have right now. I'm not really sure what, you know, exactly what you do. I still need to learn more about you, but I think we could probably connect you to people that you might be interested in connecting to. And Eddie is sitting on a gold mine business right now. And so we're here working on that. And I've been connecting a lot of great people to him. So make sure that you guys get your information on chat. Please go ahead and connect with people, do a one-on-one meeting. If you have any questions about who we have in this group, you know, send me a message and I'll make sure that you're connected. Okay. Michael, again, thank you so much for being here. What else? What else am I saying? Halloween for Heroes. We're having a Halloween for Heroes. If you guys wanted to sponsor and donate money for the active military families, it is available. You can go to Fire Up Connect dash I think I'm gonna Fire Up dash events, or just go to me and I can send you the link for the Halloween for Heroes. We have an amazing name sponsor that's you know, giving 100 pumpkins to you know, 100 families. That's amazing. So we secured that yesterday, and we are also doing the magazine. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for your participation, and make sure you save the chat. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you. See you next week.
All right.
Bye.
See you guys.
Guys.